Hey, what's the story? Yours truly, Philbo here, and welcome back to the Philbo Show. Hope you're keeping well. Thanks a million for stopping by, as always, to the channel. Anybody new, you are very welcome. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. Yours truly, Philbo here, Dublin movie maniac metalhead. Nice to make your acquaintance. And anyone returning viewing, thank you so much for supporting and sticking with the Philbo Show. It can't stay on the air without you. So, massive shout out to all my subscribers. I absolutely adore each and every one of you. You're all A-OK in Philbo's book. So thank you so much for stopping by again. So, I don't want to give away the whole mystique of the video, right? Now, the thumbnail shows a picture of three 15-year-olds posing for a picture taken by a professional photographer, right? Okay. And it says Temple Bar Music Centre blast gigs, right? Doesn't give away too much. I'm sure you could guess maybe, but rather than just starting the video by telling you what a blast gig is, I'm gonna work it in to the story. Kind of explain what it is along the way, and hopefully it makes for a fun, entertaining few minutes hearing one of Philbo's old school nostalgia stories. Because you know, I'd film concerts on this channel, I review concerts, I review CDs. So this is a trip down nostalgia lane to a time in my life and a couple of thousand other people's lives in Dublin around the year 2000 to 2002, maybe 2003. But it's a good one. So make yourself comfortable. Thank you for stopping by again to the Philbo Show. If you like what you see in here, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe, maybe bang the hype button. I know the hype button's only available on mobiles, so hit the hype button and we can get this video out to more people. Maybe we'll be able to touch base with other folks who have experienced Temple Bar, Central Bank Dublin, the blast gigs, all these buzzwords that'll make people that are approximately around 40 years old go, holy shit, the blast gigs. Memory lane, man. Memory fucking lane. So strap yourself in and let's get to it, right? So as far as debauchery, right, and drinking in public and that type of thing, I was kind of late to the party, right? There was people in my class, in my school, that were having their 6 cans of Dutch Gold, or maybe they're nagging of vodka, and they used to put Skittles into the vodka and shake the vodka around and make it turn all fruity, you know, and then drink it with Red Bull. And then other lads would have 6 Dutch Gold and that'd have them on their ear. But I hadn't got into that. I never drank in public. I never really drank at all. Which you shouldn't at 15, but teenage life came a knocking. And you know, we're all, you know. So one day we said to ourselves, we were only kind of fresh. We were getting into the metal world. We had started off with different types of music amongst our group within school, and one particular lad, big shout out, Finn, said to me, Phil, I've after scoring enough for a nagging, right? So do you want to come into town and we can hang out at Temple Bar and hang out at the Central Bank? Now at the time, the Central Bank was like the haven for rockers, metalers, punk rockers. Just for anybody worldwide watching, the Central Bank is the Central Bank of Dublin on Dame Street in Dublin city centre, just next door, just about 100 yards from Trinity College. There's a huge Central Bank that used to have a massive abundance of steps coming down from the main entrance, and for as long as time has stood, that used to be a hangout spot for rockers, goths, punks, metalheads, skateboarders, you mean you name it. You name it. It used to be like just so fucking cool. And as 2 young metalheads, up and coming, approximately 2nd or 3rd year in school, Finn said to me, come on, let's go in and hang out at the steps. Fuck it. Let's go in and see what all the fuss is all about. A couple of the older lads, Paul and Bino in school, they well used to hanging around in town, hanging around in Rhythm Records. Remember Rhythm Records on the corner, on the quays? The yellow shop, Rhythm Records, fucking great. You get your bootlegs in there. Where you go and see a gig and then a couple of days later you go, could you have I don't know, fucking Stereophonics in the Point in '98, and they go, okay, there you go, and they give you a tape with the bootleg recording of the concert. It was fucking awesome, and they had t-shirts. I bought my first ever rock t-shirt in Rhythm Records. It was a Nirvana Nevermind t-shirt, and it was my pride and joy, joy, joy. It's fucking great. But anyway, this Rhythm Records on the Keys, and then talking about Central Bank, then Temple Bar Music Centre. That's a venue literally less than 3 or 4 minutes from Central Bank. So the whole hanging out in town, Central Bank Music Centre, Temple Bar, the whole thing was one big super awesome fucking hangout for fucking metalheads, where you can just fucking get loose, fucking drink vodka, drink whiskey, pound beers, fucking whatever your tipple may be. You could enjoy it amongst people with similar interests of music. So Finn says, come on, we're going into town. I've got a naggin for us to share. Now you can imagine one naggin of vodka between two lads on the bus who were fairly inexperienced with drinking. Needless to say, we arrived in town, puffed out our chests, and we're ready to fucking hang out at Central Bank. This is like the pinnacle of awesomeness, you know. It was just so fuck. You have to see it to believe it. So this is my first time reaching out to any of the Dublin people watching. How cool was hanging out on the fucking Central Bank steps? I mean, it was just so fucking mellow, so laid back, so cool. I mean, no, everyone's feet never touched the ground. Fucking beers, everyone. It was just pandemonium. I mean, there could be 1,000, maybe 1,200 people on the steps or around the steps at any time. It was like a fucking call to arms, or it was like a public meeting every Saturday at the Central Bank. It was just a great fucking place to hang out, and we were experiencing it for the first time. So we got out, hung out at the steps for a while, did our little thing. No camera phones, none of that bullshit back then, but we were fucking wasted on this naggin of vodka. And a naggin of vodka is basically a fucking mouthful of vodka each. Total fucking lightweights, absolute amateur hour. But we were kind of stumbling around the Central Bank, and two of the girls from school bumped into us. I hope they don't mind me giving them a shout out. Maeve and Helen bumped into us. Shout out to Maeve and Helen from Old Bon. They bumped into us as we were wandering around. They're like, "Are you going to the Blast gig?" Now keep in mind, I never heard anyone say Blast gig, right? Keep that in mind for the further on in the story, right? Are you going to the gig? And we're like, what? The gig. And I'm like, what's that? Never heard of it. I looked at Finn, he's like, I've no idea. We came here to hang out at the steps and drink the vodka and just fucking float around for the afternoon. And she goes, down in Temple Bar, they've got this new gig thing. It's like £2 each, €2 each. And so it's fucking gigs on, man. There's fucking Irish bands, local bands on. And we're like, no way. So we make our way down through Temple Bar. And we come to our first introduction to Crazy Stamp Guy. Crazy Stamp Guy. I still don't know his name, but I can see his face in my fucking mind's eye. A skinny guy. In hindsight, I think he was a sister now, thinking back. But when you're younger, you can't really tell. But which is fine. But Crazy Stamp Guy, you pay the £2, then he stamps your hand with a and you that's how you get in and out. And back then you could smoke in the venues and all, and just back then you start smoking and you're smoking cigarettes, and we're fucking hanging out in the place, walking around, just fucking feeling like this is fucking awesome. And then the big long stretch down once you walk into the music centre. There's kind of a long walkway as soon as you get in, heading towards the gents. And then you take a sharp right into a small door, and there you are in the Temple Bar Music Centre. And our minds were just completely fucking blown. It was like our world had been opened up to this whole new thing, right? And then being in town on a Saturday, from that week onwards, I never forget, I think it was the punk gig first. So I'll get back to that. There was punk gigs, and then there was other types of gigs. But the band Mix Switch were playing, and they were hardcore punk. They were fucking brilliant. They had a left-handed guitar player. I always remember that, and he was always cracking the jokes. It's kind of a good-looking fella singing, with blonde hair, kind of tall. I can see his face in my mind's eye as well. Again, anyone knows Mix Switch, anyone knows these Temple Bar gigs, these Blast gigs, link them below. Get their names in the comment box. Link them into the Philbo show on Facebook. Link them into the Philbo show on Instagram. And let them know about the Philbo show here on YouTube. Because I want to A, have them tell me their names, because I'm not sure I've ever known them. B, if they're still playing. C, do they remember these gigs? I'm blanking out Blast. You'll see why. Did they love it as much as we did? Do they have great memories of it? I want to know. I want to use this video as a catapult to bring all the Temple Bar heads, the Central Bank heads, the fucking Blast gig heads together, and to discuss some fucking nostalgia for Dublin city centre in the late 90s, early 2000s. That is my goal here. So me and Finn sitting down, absolutely wankered, having a cigarette against the wall of the gig, completely still shit-faced, like 3 hours later, still shit-faced on 2 mouthfuls of vodka. I mean, give me a break. Now, the thing about these gigs were, they were all ages. So, 0 alcohol served. No alcohol at these gigs. You get the hand stamped, pay your £2 in, and you can watch live bands from 1 o'clock in the day on a Saturday to 5 o'clock in the day. €2, and it's like 4 or 5 bands. Me and Finn basically said, we need to spread the word of this. I mean, it had just started. I think it was maybe the first week of it, or very much a stretch, just the second week. But we needed to get back to school, tell Gaz, needed to get back to the lads, tell Dave, tell Damo, tell everybody, Craig, fucking Brian, everybody, that we have a new schedule every Saturday for the foreseeable future. The fucking Temple Bar Music Centre gigs. And that's when the madness really began. So the Blast gig was officially fucking born. So the very next Saturday we got Damo, we got Dave, we got Gaz, Finn came in. I mean, we got everybody in, and we said, they're like, what's it all about, man? I go, it's fucking awesome, man. You get drunk outside, and then you have to fucking get stamped when you go in. You can fucking sit around, smoke, fucking carry on. There's fucking punk bands, there's metal bands, there's fucking it's just, come on, you all have to come in. Oh, how much will we need? Because, you know, we're broke fucking 15-year-olds. Honest to God, 12 quid and that's your whole day. And they're like, what the fuck do you mean 12 quid and that's your whole day? And I go, 12 fucking euro and that's your whole day. Now, if you find that hard to believe, please don't. Because let me bring you through the money situation, okay? So, 12 euros, right? Starting off. 12, okay. So, bus fare, 60 pence, okay. And cigarettes, 10 John Player Blue, please. £2, so that's £2.60, right? Entrance to the gig, £2, okay. We're up to £4.60. Slice of Apache pizza, slice of pepperoni Apache pizza before, during, or after the gig, £1.50. Okay, £1.50. 1 naggin of Jack Daniels and 2 cans of Stonehouse cider, £6.50. Bus fare home, 60 pence. Okay, so let's see, that's 6.50, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 euros. £13 and 20 cents, approximately. £13 and 20p. I will say euros, alright, just say it was euros. Pretty sure it was euros. I don't know. I think 2002 was euros, wasn't it? So if this was 2000, it was pounds, right? So £12 was the entire fucking day. Bus fare, pizza, cigarettes, whiskey, cider, and a 5-hour fucking gig to just run the whole afternoon. And from then on, we got to know some incredible fucking Irish bands. Now get ready for the list. I have not prepared the list, right? But I'm going to go from memory's eye to talk about as many of the Blast gigs bands. Now, one week it would be punk, right? And bands like Co.uk would play. Bands like, oh Jesus Christ, Mixwitch would play. Now, they're the only two that spring to mind on the punk rock gigs, because essentially we didn't frequent the punk rock gigs more often. We wanted the fucking hardcore metal, because we were Pantera fans, man, and we were becoming notorious very, very quickly within this Temple Bar fucking Central Bank setting. This was becoming apparent that it was our favourite fucking place and favourite thing to do every Saturday. Now, as I said, the debauchery had only started the week earlier with the vodka and all that kind of thing. And the lads in school still talking about their drinking in the fields and all, but no, I specifically kept it to Saturday afternoon. And here was the routine. This might sound familiar to some of our Temple Bar heads. Again, drop some motherfucking comments. Where did you go? Where did you go to get fucked up before the blast gigs? Where did you go to get fucking super duper high before the blast gigs? Where did you go to drink your naggin? Where did you go to drink your cans? Drop a comment down below. But let me tell you, we used to make our way up to Stephen's Green Park, just of course opposite Stephen's Green Shopping Centre. And we'd sit on a gorgeous sunny day, and again we'd have our 10 smokes, we'd have our pizza, we'd have our naggin jack, and we'd have our 2 cans of Stonehouse cider, Strongbow cider, Frosty Jack cider, Linden Village cider, fucking, what the fuck was the other one? Oh, Devil's Bit, and Druids, man. Oh God, fucking drop a comment below if you ever got wrecked on Druids, Frosty Jack, Stonehouse, Strongbow, Linden Village, Devil's Bit. I mean, they were basically, we used to call them homeless drinks, right? Now, no disrespect to the homeless, God bless and keep all of you and all that good shit, but we used to call it homeless beer because it was like £1.10 a can, £1.10 a can, something like that, maybe even £1 a can, and it was 6% cider, 6% dry cider, and we used to call it fucking homeless guy beer because homeless people wouldn't have much money, and they'd obviously beg, and they would use the small bit of change they had to get some cans of one of these dry ciders, Stonehouse, Strongbow, because bless them, they don't have any food in their stomach. So 4 cans of Stonehouse on an empty stomach would have them fucking rat-arsed for the whole afternoon, enjoying themselves, taking the edge off their fucking shitty situation. And that's what we were bargain hunters, man. No Budweiser, no Carlsberg, no Guinness, none of that shit. A naggin jack, rest in peace Lemmy, and a fucking can of one of those strong fucking ciders. And we used to head up to Stephen's Green Park, and the very first time I ever got high was in that park when I was 15. And I have to mention one of our oldest and dearest friends, Goonie, who, Gaz, rest in peace Gaz, you know my brother Gaz, the Phil and Gaz show here on the channel if you're not aware. Our metalhead group lost one of our brothers there in 2021. Gaz christened Goonie, because when we used to see him hanging around the music centre in Temple Bar, we'd see him randomly going knocking back an inhaler, and not to mention copious amounts of fucking herb. Yeah, so we got to, I remember he used to see us in the Pantera t-shirt, and Goonie would be like, oh, Philcore, fucking hardcore Phil fan, big Pantera head. And I'd be like, oh, what's going on, man? Where are you guys from? And we're like, oh, we're from Tala. It became very apparent to everybody that we were from Tala. And in case you're, now drop a comment below, anyone who's not from Dublin or Ireland, spell Tala. I double dare you to spell Tala. I'll tell you how it's spelled in a few minutes. I'll give you a hint. It's not T-A-L-L-A. Spell Tala. Put it in the comments below. Any of our US folks, any of our British folks, anybody from the fucking 4 corners of the earth, spell Tala. That's where we were from. and we were in town, and we were Pantera fans. We used to have sleeveless t-shirts, New Rock boots, chains hanging from the jeans, chains hanging from the neck, the whole bit. And we were there to mosh, get fucked up on whiskey, and just fuck everything up, man. Just fucking balls to the wall. It was crazy. And we met Goonie right near the start of that experience, and he became part of it with us. And he was a fucking great guy. He's still with us, of course. Of course, we've all grown up. We've all gone our own ways. But Goonie has a special place in all our hearts. All our Pantera fans, all our guys. We all know, love Goonie and remember. But the first time I ever got a high was with that man in Stephen's Green Shopping Centre. I think it was the first time for a lot of us. And again, back in the early days, one blip between fucking 6 people, and we're, believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Never thought I could feel so free. So we'd have our naggin, we'd have our can, and in this case, as a once-off special, we smoked a blip with our new pal Goonie. And we fucking made our way back down to Temple Bar, as we did every time. And so we'd pick a nice sunspot, and we used to have a particular spot, like a massive bush in the corner of one of the corners of Stephen's Green Park. I never really knew, because I was always too wankered to fucking remember it. Someone always used to have to tell me where it was, and we called it the Place of Liquor and Doom. Yeah, very creative, isn't it? Very fucking creative. Fucking teenagers, huh? Fucking 15-year-old. No fucking creativity. The Place of Liquor and Doom. So if the guards ever saw us in the middle of the field and we ever had to run or ditch the cans or whatever we had to do, because you're not allowed to drink in public. Shocker, you're not allowed to drink in public. Would you believe it? Back in the year 2000, you couldn't drink in public. What a fucking mind blow. So if we ever have to Scarpa, we'd meet at the Place of Liquor and Doom. And again, if it was raining, if the weather was a bit shit, if there was fucking guards everywhere, we just sit on little bits of wood within this spot and do our drinking. Anyway, we do our drinking up there, get it done, keep away from the Ready Eye, keep away from the Garda Shikaloni, and then we'd make our way back down Grafton Street, fucking fluting, and get back just in time for 1 o'clock. Just in time for 1 o'clock to our metal. Okay, now we were addicted to the fucking metal day. Now you had your punk rock day. Drop a comment below if you were more inclined to go to the punk rock week or the heavy metal week, because there was 2 camps, and we found ourselves going to the metal one more often than not. Sometimes we go to the punk one when Mix Switch were headlining, nearly all the time. But the metal one was the fucking one to go with. So I'm gonna hit you now with some bands from the metal gigs. From the metal, all Irish bands, all local bands, who would play week after week and really fucking bring it. And we grew to absolutely adore some of them. So hold tight, get your comments ready. I'm going to go through, and I don't have any written down. I'm just going completely on memory, but I am relying on you to tell me any of the bands I have missed or overlooked, because I am dying to be corrected on some of these blast gig bands. Okay, so strap in, guys. The first band that instantly spring to mind, first person that instantly springs to mind, Andy, the singer from, oh, the pin has dropped, from fucking Pin, fucking Dublin's answer to the Deftones, man. Dublin's answer to oh my god, the fucking riffs on them, man. I loved Pin. Pin were they had elements of fucking cyber metal, Fear Factory, Deftones, they were just so unique, man. They're so fucking unique, and they were my personal favourite. And then we had Corrupted, Dublin's finest fucking death metal outfit at the time, and the fucking Morgan, I think the singer's name was, big long curly hair, beard just like Dimebag Darrell, long curly hair, fucking In the Garden was one of the Corrupted songs I remember. And they were sick as fuck. The moshes during their sets were fucking carnage, man. Absolute carnage. We'd be loaded on whiskey, loaded on this lot, and we'd head down by 1 o'clock, and we'd be fucking ready too mush and ready to fuck shit up. And we'd have to sweet talk Crazy Stamp guy nearly every week to let us in, because we'd have to fucking, put on the sober face going in. But me, Damo, Dave, Gaz, everybody, Craig, Fingal, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Callballs, or Dave, 9 Bar Lar. I mean, the whole lot. I mean, it was nearly a couple of dozen of us at one time. It was class. It was really class. And we get in. Crazy Stamp guy would always let us in. But also we got barred many times from these gigs as well. We won't get too much into them, but I'll tip on it. But Pin, Corrupted, Hyper Plant. Do you remember them? Hyper fucking Plant. Class. Fucking heavy. Imodium. They used to be really, until fucking Corrupted and Pin set off properly. Imodium were like fucking it, man. And then Corrupted came along, and Hyperplant and Pin and Super Skin. Do you remember Super Skin? I'm trying to think of the rest of their names. But fucking Pin, Corrupted, Hyperplant, Imodium. See, that's where I need your help, guys. That is where I need to help. Locust. Remember Locust? The fucking guys from Tala. Fucking Mark Murphy and the boys. Fucking Anto Cairns was the fucking singer and the guitarist, and Mark Murphy, one of the best fucking players this fucking county has ever seen. An absolute untapped resource there. Mark fucking Murphy. Shout out to Mark Murphy. Check him out on YouTube, man. He fucking rips. And I think it was Brian on bass and Anto on drums. Locust came into the fray then in the Blast gigs, true to the latter end, but they brought a fucking ton of life back into it, man. They were fucking great. What's Fake? And now you know it comes from this. And In Pieces and all. Oh, fuck. Great memories, man. Great memories. They had me up to sing Enter Sandman with them once in the music centre. Fucking great. So loads of great bands, loads of great memories. But the main thing is the fucking hanging out, being fucking mouthy, moshing, headbanging, doing Walls of Death, doing fucking battering rams, jumping off, seeing how many people we could fucking crowd surf at once. Like literally, like the gigs used to be fucking heaving, man. 600-700 kids going absolute batshit crazy, stage diving, moshing, fucking cruising for chicks, fucking just pandemonium. It was like we were just off the leash for fucking 5 hours every Saturday. It was good, friendly, violent fun, controlled fucking chaos. Everybody, everywhere is just there to do the exact same thing. Hang out, mosh like fucking crazy. We had all the fucking moshers, man. Some fucking crazy pits, man. Some fucking wild pits in those Temple Bar days. And us Tala lads like to consider ourselves the fucking rowdiest that you can get. So anyone remembers the fucking Pantera fucking sleeveless shirt guys. I remember me, Gaz, rest in peace, and Finn got our picture taken, and it's actually on the thumbnail. And they put it out. Now here's another bit of nostalgia for you, right? The treasureisland.ie. That was the name of the website that the professional pictures, because people would go, they had a photographer, because back then it was just a website and flyers. And if you got handed a flyer, and you get like £2 off the price of admission if you come in with a flyer. So that was fucking cool. And one time on treasureisland.ie, it's not a site anymore, they used to post the pictures that they took the previous week at the gigs. And people used to get a crazy kick out of getting pictures. They'd see the photographer and they're like, oh, get one of me. And then you'd be on the fucking internet the next week. Now, back in 2000, I mean, being on a website was a big fucking deal. No camera phones, no Facebook, no, I think fucking MySpace or fucking Bebo, I think, was maybe starting at the time, whatever the fuck. But these pictures on the website was an absolute blast. Blast, see what I did there. I'll get back to the name again. You'll find this funny. So, me, Gaz, and Finn got a picture of us standing in 3 Pantera t-shirts, as you see in the thumbnail. And they put a little tag on it saying, the Mosh Men. And I remember going into school going, lads, did you fucking see the picture up on Treasure Island? And they're like, no, no. And I go, they called us the fucking Mosh Men. And we're like, yeah, fuck, yeah, man. Damn right we're the fucking Mosh Men. And then from then on, anyone who saw us would go, oh, there's the Mosh Men. There's the Cowboys. There's the fucking Pantera lads from Tala. There's those crazy fuckers from Tala. And then it just grew and grew and grew. Me, Gaz, and Finn were the original guys and then Dave, Damo, everyone else. I mean, everyone else. Even my wife Natasha now had been to a couple of the Blast gigs at some point with my brother-in-law Pierre. Like everyone who's everyone has been to one of these gigs on a Saturday at some time or another, just to get wasted, get crazy, and to see what the fuss was all about. This meant everything to us. We didn't have to wander the streets. We didn't have to fucking get into fights on the streets. We could just fucking get fucking mellow, listen to some killer fucking Irish metal bands, and just fucking, and it was just the best. It was absolutely the best. And the buzz in the Temple Bar area in and around the gig was second to none. Like hundreds of people. I could name dozens and dozens and dozens of friends and people I've met through there. Big shout out to Zippy. Does anyone remember Zippy? Crazy fucking Zippy. Like a fucking awesome, loyal, fucking great guy. Massive Pantera fan. Used to sing in a Pantera tribute band. Used to knock out a few lines from fucking Reinventing the Steel from time. Great fucking guy. Really fucking awesome guy. Bren was another guy that jumped out. Always drinking bottles of wine. Strangely, I always thought that was odd. Beano. It could just go on and on and on. But that's where you guys need to come in. Temple Bar Music Centre. The Blast gigs. Year 2000 to 2003, roughly. Maybe 99 to 2003. Don't know. It's a bit vague. But I never knew they were called the Blast gigs. That whole time, right? Me calling them Blast gigs and everything through this video. I had no idea they were called the Blast gigs. And the amount of people that have seen me and go, oh, you remember this in the Blast gig? And oh, I remember you fucking jumping off the stage and remember you and Gaz and Finn doing the battering ram and fucking knocking everybody down. And I'd be like, nope. Because you're fucking drunk as hell. And all the people saying, oh, dude, it was nice hanging with you last week. And I'm like, nope, got no memory of that. So that's where you guys come in. Tell me all the brothers and sisters from the Blast gigs, from the Temple Bar days, from the Central Bank days, and get them all here at the Philbo show. And we'll get some nostalgia fucking going for the fucking glory days, man. Get in the comments at the Philbo show YouTube. We have the Philbo show on Instagram, and we've got the Philbo show group on Facebook. So get everyone, all the names, all the people, all the memories, get them all in the fucking thing. And we can remember all the names of the bands. We can fucking reminisce about how fucked up we got and what we got fucked up on. Another huge one at that time was drinking bottles of Buckfast. And what they say about Buckfast, with Buckfast you get fucked fast. It's basically like a wine tonic thing. It tastes like fucking ass. It tastes like Calpol. It tastes like cough medicine. But my God, on a sunny day on an empty stomach, you are fucking palatic. Absolutely shit-faced. I'll never forget fucking Damo's first couple of times coming in. Us having to carry him around town on his naggin because he hadn't drank before. And then we fucking switched. We started off on vodka, then we go on to Paddy. Then we go on to fucking... That reminds me of the next thing. We go on to Paddy, and then we go on to fucking thing. And then when we started earning a couple of quid, when we all start working in bars and stuff, when I start working in Grumpy's and the lads start working in the mill and stuff, we used to have a couple extra quid, so then it was a Naggin and Jack. And then we settled on the Naggin and Jack and 2 cans. Then it became 3 cans, you know yourself. But the Blast gig thing, I had never connected the dots with the Blast gig. I just used to think people said they were having a blast. Or are you coming to Blast? Like, I thought it was just like a fucking thing, like being fucking, like a little buzzword, like, hey dude, are you feeling fucking fetch? Or are you having a fucking chillaxing Saturday? I thought it's just, you coming to blast. Like, you come to blast a few beers, or you coming to blast some fucking bips. But no, the gig, the entire time was called the Blast Gigs, and I was completely fucking oblivious. I just called them the Temple Bar gigs. To get Temple Bar gigs, you know? So, a fucking stupid amount of time went by without me knowing that it was called the Blast Gigs. That's the second time the ice cream man has been around, you fucking hungry bastard. Fucking 3 something for a cone. Fuck off. I said fuck off. There, he fucked off. See, that's... But, I digress. Bear with me a quick moment there. We'll see if the kiddies want an ice cream. Sorted. Babes are sorted out. All G. Now, you're probably thinking, how did they get alcohol? How was the alcohol so plentiful for a bunch of 15-year-olds in the middle of Dublin city centre? Well, I'm going to tell you. Craig and his beard. His fucking beard. Craig was born with a fucking goatee. In the first few hours of Craig's life, he had a fucking 5 o'clock shadow at fucking 10:30 that morning. He's just a very hairy human being. And because he was a hairy human being, it made him look like an older human being. So once Craig arrived to the city centre, he would start taking lists. Because everyone is short, in hoodies, with long hair, and yeah, they're not 18. So he'd be like, alright, I'm going to the off licence. What does everybody want? And I would always be his kind of second in command, because I looked a bit older. I had the short hair, but I didn't have the beard. I needed Craig because of the facial hair. The facial hair was the fucking selling point. Without the facial hair, we had nothing. It was a fucking no-go. They'd ask for ID. We'll say, oh, we don't have any. And we'd fucking poop, and we'd have to fucking run away all the way home. But Craig had the facial hair. So there's this. I want to give you one instance of the story just for fucking kicks. Hilarious. Craig was the god. By the way, if anyone ever had Craig go to the off license for you in Temple Bar at that time, leave a fucking like below and leave a little leprechaun emoji. I don't know why. Because leprechauns have beards and Craig had a beard. We went down to Roach's Stores, right? Now, Roach's Stores doesn't exist anymore, so which is good. And it was Roach's Stores on... See, I don't even know the streets. I used to just wander around in a fucking absolute, just fucking... You know, Mr. Burns when he gets his injection. Hello, starshine. The whole world says hello. You know, that I don't know what street I'm on. I don't know how, most of the time it was like, Stephen's Green, getting wrecked. Bang, I'm sitting against the wall in Temple Bar and fucking Pin are playing. I'm like, where was the in-between there? What the fuck? And I was like, oh, better get moshing. But Roach's Store, Henry Street. Yes, I'm going to go with Henry Street. Roach's Store's on Henry Street. And he took an order. Now, it used to be just for the 5 or 6 of us, 5 naggins, 12 cans, We'd all give him £5. But for some reason this particular day, he basically went in getting fucking drink orders for like 30 of us. And I mean 30 of us. So he needed me in there with him, right? So we went and we thought this was a real fucking, this mission is fucked from Jump Street. There is no way they're going to let us come out with this many things. Because it's not like we're going in asking for just 2 bottles of whiskey and 1 bottle of Coke and a bag of ice. No. This is so obviously drink for young people to drink on the streets. So we'd walk in and be like, yeah, can I help you? Yeah, can I get 4 naggins of vodka, 2 naggins of gin, 7 naggins of Jack Daniels, 1 naggin of Paddy, 1 naggin of Jameson. We will have 3 naggins of Hussar. We will have 4 cans of Strongbow. We will have 6 cans, and this went on and on and on and on. It was fucking ridiculous. And I'm standing in the middle of Roach's Stores, a really busy fucking shop that has all open face. So the whole place could see these 2 youngsters, and he's filling the counter. We could barely even see him over the thing, and we're looking at each other going, we are so fucked. And I mean, this was outrageous, man. We couldn't even physically, we had to... Anyway, the whole counter was completely full. And then we had 10 John Player Blue, 10 Benson Hedges, and then all this kind of stuff. And then he goes, all right. Kind of tallying it up, and he's kind of having a second look at everything he's put on the thing, and he's like, that's a lot of drink. It's a lot of very random drink, don't you think? And we're like, oh no, our parents are alcoholics. We're alcoholics, yeah. Our parents are alcoholics, and they like naggins. They're not into big bottles. And we're like, oh fucking hell, say goodbye to the fucking drink now. And he's like, oh, okay. That'll be £75, please. And we're like, oh Jesus Christ, here comes the fucking pain. 5, 10, uncrumple up a fucking 15. We had 3 fivers and the rest was in coins. 75. So we only got to about 70 and we ran out going, who the fuck didn't give us fucking something? You know the way someone is like, there's 2, can you just throw in the other 3? And we had to go out and they had to do a fucking collection between 30 of them to fucking get the extra £6 or £7 to fucking finish the bill. So we went in after running out to get some more money, fucking red flag, woo woo. And he went in and we paid like £75 something, you know, like literally 12 naggins, a cup, like literally maybe 30 cans. It was outrageous. And we had two big bags, right? Each in each hand, and we carried 2 out each, and then we had to go back in and get another 2 full bags of the gargle, and he let us pay and he let us walk off. It was the most incredible stroke of luck in the history of all of our young lives. And we went out and it was like fucking the Pied Piper fucking celebrating in the streets. It was like it's like Willy Wonka giving out fucking golden tickets. I was like, here's your naggin, here's your naggin, 2 cans for you, there you go, and there's yours, young lady, and there's yours, because we're all underage, you know, it's not, like, we're all just trying to survive, man. And we pass out all the stuff, and everybody heads back to Temple Bar, and we are the fucking talk of the town. Like, we have just sorted out so many people with so much fucking drink. But that never happened to that extent before, and we never let it happen to that extent before. We used to just arrange for Craig not to meet us in fucking the eye of Joe Public, to meet us somewhere quieter so we can go down and just look after the fucking 7, 8, 9 of us, or whatever the fuck it was, in our fucking cowboy group. Our fucking Pantera clan. It was fucking great times, man. Fucking Pantera and Slayer were all absolutely fucking Pantera, Slayer, Metallica, fucking Stamping Ground, Raging Speedhorn, fucking Cannibal Corpse, fucking all this great stuff. We're all major metalheads and still learning as we go along, getting into heavier bands, getting more into Slayer. And then we had gigs. If there wasn't a blast gig, we were checking out Slayer in the Ambassador, and then we were checking out fucking Cannibal Corpse in the Music Centre. And I was checking out fucking Chimera, checking out fucking Killswitch Engage and God Forbid. You know, it was just a great fucking time. And it all stemmed around these blast gigs. The amount of women that we've all met during that time is incredible. If we were to talk about it, we'd have so much fucking stories. And I'm sure when the boot's on the other foot, they would as well. Especially Damo. A couple of fucking hilarious situations with him. Honest to God. And Dave, good looking bloke. Dave did better than most of us. Damo did fucking great too. We all had a little stint here and there. We all had our little stints. But of luck with the ladies. Because as you know, you're 15, you're in town, you're fraternising with other metalheads and rock chicks. You know, you gotta roll the dice and fucking take a chance from time to time. But it was a fucking wild ride. And then it used to be like, you'd go to the blast gig and I'd have to leave at 5 because I'd be in work at fucking 6. I'd be in work at 6 or half 6 in the pub. And I'd walk into the pub and I'd change into my gear in the pub, and I'd just be walking around completely fucking hammered until like 9 or half 9 that night, fucking smoking in the jacks, fucking drinking water, trying to get myself together. I mean, it was a fucking, and also my fucked up foot, having to deal with that. On top of everything, the mosh fucking killed my bad ankle, fucking, and then having to be on my feet till 2 in the morning. The foot stories, my left foot, the story is a whole other video. I had done it before, but it was kind of rushed. But I might do it again down the line in a much smaller capacity. But I have a really fucked up left ankle, man, and it didn't matter. The moshing, the good times, the brotherhood, the Pantera brothers. We fucking looked after each other. We cared about each other. Gaz, Finn, Damo, Dave, Mark, Steve-O, fucking Callballs, 9 Bar Lar, Dave, other Dave, Goonie, of course, shout out to Goonie. Just the coolest, man. The fucking cool. Forgive me if I'm forgetting any names, but as I said, disclaimer earlier on in the video, I was always fucking wrecked, and it was never anything personal if I didn't remember or don't remember your name, because it was just every Saturday. Some people went in on a Sunday, some people might have went in on a Wednesday if they skipped school, but for me it was Saturday only, and that did me. That was my debauchery. So from like 15 to 17, my debauchery was just a fucking Saturday afternoon. Never did night drinking, because you can't without ID. So that was our time, and it was a fucking great time. And I hope I've not done some nostalgia for us Dublin folks. People used to come from every corner of Dublin, Blanchardstown, Swords, fucking Balbriggan, I mean, you name it. They came into Dublin city centre on a Saturday and enjoyed the fucking gigs. We were fucking banned, we were kicked out. I was banned for a couple of months once. All of us got fucking kicked out by security, I don't know how many times. It was just crazy, wild fucking times, and I wouldn't change them for the world. So the Blast gigs in Temple Bar Music Centre, drop a comment below if you were there, if you experienced them. Help me remember all the band names from the punk days and the metal days. Help me remember all the people's fucking names, man. I know I'm not remembering nearly any of them, but then again, I don't want to be saying everyone's fucking random names on a video. All our American watchers, I hope you've been able to keep up. This is basically me explaining these weekly gigs in our Dublin city centre every week for 2 years. The best time of our life. Enjoying local Irish metal and fucking becoming brothers, friends, and just enjoying our fucking adolescence in a crazy fucking mental way, but a controlled crazy mental way. God knows what we would have been fucking at if we were let loose on the streets rather than fucking let loose at these gigs every Saturday. God only knows. So I think it's a necessary evil, and you know what, I wouldn't change it for the absolute world. So again, big shout out to the fucking, as Goonie used to call us. I remember I saw on his phone one day, he had me down as Cowboy Phil. You know, like Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. I was like, he had me down as Cowboy Phil? That's fucking awesome. And then, look, loads of times had passed, and he goes, Phil, do you not, I think Dave said to me once, he goes, they refer to us around here as the Cowboys. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And he's like, no, they do. I mean, ask anybody. And I was like, nah, because I was so, oblivious. You know, you're fucking laser vision. You want to metal, you want to throw down, you want to get fucking crazy, and you want to make the most of your fucking Saturday, between the fucking week of school. And we used to just live for it. It was fucking fantastic. And we'll never forget the mosh, man. On treasureisland.ie, me, Finn, and Gaz in the Pantera t-shirt, which is in the thumbnail. So, thank you so much for the suggestion. Forgive me if I can't remember your username at the moment, but I'll drop it down in the description. Thank you for your suggestion to do a video on the Blast gigs. It was great going down memory lane. Now there's a lot more stories to tell, but you know what? We want to fucking keep this video that most audiences can enjoy it without it getting too fucking mental. You don't want it getting too mental. So I'll keep it fairly surface level, but keeping it super duper fucking real at the same time. I had a quick word with my wife before. I was like, should I mention when we, or that time when, or that few months when we, or remember that, and then, oh no, she goes, just, nah, don't. Yeah, cool beans. It was fucking wild though. I mean, you can fill in the gaps. Crazy fucking teenagers, that wild at the weekend. Fucking 15, 16 years old, you know, it got crazy. Everyone has their own youth to remember, and I doubt it's any more or less crazier than mine, so you can fill in the gaps. But thank you for watching, and thank you for checking out the Philbo show. I want to see tons of fucking comments. I want to see people shouting out. Get into the comments down below, hype the video, tag anybody on YouTube who you know from the Temple Bar days, any of the Corrupted lads, any of the lads from Pin, anyone from Hyperplant, Mix Switch, Super Skin. You know, there's so many more. But let's all get down to the Philbo show and talk some Dublin blast gigs. I hope you all enjoyed this. I can't wait to see your comments down below. Any of our international viewers, I hope you enjoyed the story. I put a bit of fun into it for you. And if you think any of those stories were just for entertainment's sake, no. Those stories are absolutely fucking pitch perfect. The place of liquor and doom. I haven't even said that word out loud in about fucking 23 years. Amazing. Great times. Thank you so much for watching. If you've watched, holy fucking shit, I've nearly been talking for an hour. If you've watched this video for an hour, put a fucking green heart in the comments to let me know that you made it this fucking far into the video. And if you did, thank you so fucking much, because that is so cool. Thank you for taking this walk with me down memory lane. And yours truly, Philbo, is well and truly outbo. So thanks for watching. May the sun always shine, and fucking keep it heavy metal, guys. And thanks for stopping by to the Philbo show.